Hello friends, happy Tuesday afternoon. I had to take a little break mid-workday because I was dying of a caffeine withdrawal. I ran out of coffee pods for my Nespresso. Shocking and appalling, honestly. And so I had to immediately run out for an iced coffee. I thought I had a new assortment of pods coming, and they said that they were delivered last night. Well, when I looked on my doorstep this morning, they weren't there. And apparently they got delivered to my neighbor's doorstep. So picture me this morning frantically writing a note to my neighbor that I leave on her doorstep being like, I think you have my Amazon package, please drop it off if you have it. I'm just freaking out, needing my caffeine, needing my coffee pods. So anyway, yeah, I was trying to ride the wave of caffeine withdrawals today because I didn't have time to go get coffee. So I had green tea, which helped me, but I'm So this is gonna be my second sip of caffeine. This is good. So this is a new place I'm trying called San Fernando Coffee. I've never been here before. And there was a very cute guy who made my coffee. He had a very twinkly smile. And it's good, a very good almond milk to coffee ratio. So my addiction is quenched. Thank God. I was starting to climb up the walls of my enclosure. I only have one more session today, and then I have my personal therapy, which I'm very much looking forward to. And I feel like, despite not having caffeine, at least I'm having a good hair day, or not having had caffeine, I'm having a good hair day. But yeah, this morning was scary. I was getting a headache. I was getting tired. My eyes were starting to twitch. Things were not good. I wanted to give you all a little update on the coffee situation I alluded to earlier today. I got my coffee back from my neighbor. She reattached the note I wrote, which I'll do a dramatic reading of right now. In my manic state as I was uncaffeinated and desperate. Crap, it's taped. Okay. I said, hi neighbor, I think you got a package meant for me last night. Would you mind leaving it outside my door? If not, please disregard! ! The picture on my Amazon just showed that they dropped it outside your door. Thanks, Allie. And then I said my apartment number across from you, so you can see. And as you can see, I have my coffee back, but I panic ordered some more coffee to this place, and they once again dropped it outside of my neighbor's door, even though I explicitly said in the instructions it's the apartment on the right hand side. They ignored me once again, but that came tonight. So now I have 2 boxes of coffee pods, so I'm good for a while. But yeah, anyway. But I meant to clarify, it did go to my neighbors once again, but of course I was like a crazy person, on the Amazon tracking when it was gonna get here, saw that they had dropped it off in front of her door, went out, took it from in front of her door, brought it back to my apartment, and yeah, so I was ready. I wasn't gonna let that happen again. And if you're wondering, whoa, Allie, you look a little puffy, maybe you were wondering, and why do you have rings under your eyes? You've looked better. Yeah, that's because I had therapy at 5 o'clock this evening, and I did cry a lot. So yeah, I don't know if you needed to know that, but I'm gonna share that. Good morning, friends. I just arrived at the dentist's office. I'm trying to do dentist because if you've been with me for a little while, you remember that my former dentist randomly shut down out of the blue. close their business. So I'm trying a new one that I heard about on a podcast. If you've ever listened to the Your Mom and Dad podcast, I'm a loyal follower. And one of the hosts got dental surgery here and said it was like the best experience of her life. So yeah, hopefully my x-rays and cleaning will be a similarly transformative experience. But yeah, wish me well. Here we freaking go. Okay, just finished up at the dentist. Well, not to brag, but he did say that mine were the nicest set of teeth that he's seen in a long time. And I don't think he says that to just anyone, because when I was getting my teeth cleaned, I was overhearing him talking to another patient, and he was kind of like lecturing her about not flossing, and he didn't lecture me like that. So I don't think he says that to everyone. That's all I'm saying. But I put in my little form, like my new patient form. It was like, how did you hear about us? And I said, on the Your Mom and Dad podcast. And he was like, you heard about us on a podcast? And I was like, yeah, it's Jess and Evan Ambrose's podcast. And he was like, oh yeah, they're patients of mine. Okay, that's random. And he was like, oh yeah, like apparently they talked about me on Kate Berlant's podcast too. And I was like, I love Kate Berlant. And he's like, yeah, it's just weird when I get these shout outs. He's like, well, I'm glad they're positive. And I was like, well, if Kate Berlant's a fan, then I really know you're cooking with gas here. But he was a great dentist. I had a good experience. I'm just glad I flossed, because he was getting a little tough love on the girl after me. So he was really sweet to me. That's all I have to say. I can't say that about everyone. But yeah, he said my teeth were great. No cavities. Just a little gum recession. Nothing we can't handle. He says I might do well to use a gentler toothpaste. But yeah, he says my floss game is immaculate, so. Anyway, time to go home and do a lot of work. Honestly, this week is so busy. I'm so slammed, but that was a nice little ego boost that I needed, that my teeth are flexing on these hoes. And yeah, I like my new dentist, so. It's so hot in LA. I'm looking at the outside temp. Can it be 86 degrees? No, surely not. That's insane. But it is very warm here. So let's go home and see Petey Pie. Alrighty, friends, you might be getting deja vu because we're back at the dog park, right, Pete? We're back at the dog park. I have absolutely nothing on today. No plans or anything. So I thought we would go back to Petey's favorite park. We'll see if he's a little more social today. Who could never be sure? He already looks excited. He's sniffing the air to see what the vibe is, who's around, who's on the scene. So yeah, let's see how we do. Let's see if our guy makes any fun connections today. Well, Petey was quiet today. He only wanted to play with one dog who didn't want to play with him. He tried his best to make things happen with said dog. They didn't really happen. Fetch didn't happen. And then he just gave up and stopped socializing altogether and just sat under my chair and vibed and just watched the proceedings. And yeah, but I will say he found his lesbian couple. He always does. He loves the lesbians. He found a sweet lesbian couple within the first few minutes and just kind of like hung out with them and pretended they were his family for the duration of their time at the park. And once they left, he kind of seemed ready to go home. So yeah, that was our time at the dog park today. I feel like ever since he turned like 4, like when I used to take him here, he would spend the whole time running around Zoomy Central, just like wanting to give chase to all the dogs. Now he'll try to start something with like one dog for like 5 minutes. And then the rest of the time he's like, nah, I'm good, bro. He wants to sit in my lap or sit under my chair and just observe. And yeah, I guess that's a sign that he's getting older. He's gonna be 6 in March, so he's a little bit of a big boy. But yeah, that was our time today. I think we're gonna go stop and get a cheeky iced coffee, and maybe they'll give him a little treat at the coffee shop. I'm gonna go to a place called Moby's that I think gives out dog bones. Shh, I don't wanna get his hopes up. That I've been to once before for his birthday, actually, a couple years ago. But yeah, successful dog park day? I don't know. Alrighty. So I got my iced coffee, cold brew actually. And I've taken a little sip. I'm about to take sip number 2. And it's a really, really interesting taste. I don't quite know how to describe it. It's almost like, the almond milk is like nothing I've experienced before. It's almost like a coffee smoothie. I think it's like a vanilla almond milk. It's really quite interesting. I like it. I think I like it. Anyway, that was not the coffee shop that I thought it was. I have never been there. And one of the women working there was like, I just accidentally made a bagel with avocado on it. Just avocado. Do you want it? And I was like, no thanks, queen, but thanks for the offer. And she was like, lol, that was sweet how you said that. And I was like, no problem. But yeah, PD and I are both sleepy after our outing. So I think we're gonna go home and take a little rest. But successful day out, and I've tried a new coffee shop. And yeah. Hey friends, it is time for a little TJ's haul. It's Sunday. I just got back from my weekly shop. I thought I'd show you what I got. A lot of it's gonna look familiar. I don't really stray too far from the normal list, but there's a few new fun items to share. We'll start with this. I got this last week, this white cheddar corn puffs, and they were a big hit with me. So excited about that. I got some almond milk. It's time for iced coffee season, you guys. I've just been drinking hot at home, but the weather's gotten really nice here in LA. It's been in the 70s and 80s this week. So it's time to start making iced coffees. I've got my Power Crunch bars. These get me through the afternoon. Little protein boost. Some pasta to make my shrimp and pesto pasta. These classic milk chocolate peanut butter cups. I used to do the dark chocolate ones. I'm on more of a milk chocolate kick these days. What are you gonna do? Inner Peas, classic. Haven't had these in like a month and a half maybe, so it's time to bring them back. And tuna, still my hyperfixation lunch, and I was getting low on mayonnaise. So that's bag number 1. Bag number 2, frozen pizza. This is my pizza parlano with sausage, pepperoni, peppers, and onions. Probably have that one night this week, and then I have it for lunch the next day. So that's a nice little 2 meals for me. I got cream cheese and my everything bagel. I usually have this with an egg, or if I make salmon, I put salmon on the everything bagel with cream cheese the next day and make a little like bagel salmon cream cheese moment. I got carrots. I love these, and PD loves them too. They're the one food I really like let him eat. I give him little bites of them, and he knows the second I start eating carrots. I got my green apples. They didn't have any of the little bags at Trader Joe's today to put these in, so they were kind of free floating. I hope they didn't get bruised in the process. You haven't seen these before. These are my favorite ice cream sandwiches. At Trader Joe's, they describe them as sublime. They're so good. I ate half of one because they're huge and they'll last me a while. But I don't like the classic kind of ice cream sandwich, but these bad boys from Trader Joe's, oh, so good. And then some organic ground turkey. I'm gonna make burrito bowls for dinner, probably tonight or tomorrow night, and then that'll last me for a few nights here. Yeah, so that's the haul. What am I doing today? Well, I am about to go pick up some coffees for Catherine and I. Catherine is going to come over and see the new place because she hasn't seen it yet. So we're gonna have our little coffee date here today. And then later on, I have a friend coming over, BU Boy. If you've been here for a while, you've seen him. I don't really know what we are now. I would say we're more kind of like friends. But anyway, he's coming over to see the apartment too. So that'll be fun. So it's a day of kind of apartment viewings for my friends. And yeah, I've just had kind of a slow morning of reading. I'm almost done with this book that I can't remember the name of that I'll insert here. That's like about this haunted hype house. If you remember hype houses from the pandemic, it's a really weird book, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's beautiful weather here in LA. I'm just savoring these last really nice few days before temperatures dip back down into the 60s, gasp. But it feels like summer here in January, which is Gorgina. Hey friends, it is Monday afternoon and I've just had a busy morning of sessions and notes, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like really on top of things and caught up on all my notes from last week, and I'm like on top of notes from this morning. So your girl's kind of feeling herself, having a good hair day. What can I say? And I just made my first iced coffee of the season, of the year actually. My first little iced coffee with the almond milk I got at the grocery store yesterday, so that's exciting. Petey is soaking up the sun over there. He's so cute. Sorry. This apartment is just so sunny. Like, remember when I was like, you guys, I hope I find an apartment that has sun, as much sun as my last place. Well, did I ever. Literally, like, I have to actively find ways to like make it less sunny in the afternoons because it's like so blindingly bright. And I like can't even work at the kitchen table past 3 o'clock from like 3 to 4:30 because it's so bright, and I'll like have heat stroke basically. So Catherine came over, we had a super fun time. I was too kind of like in it, like I didn't pull out the camera because we were just kind of like having a chit chat and I didn't want to be weird, but it was so cute. He sat on her lap like the whole time she was here and just wanted to snuggle with her on the reading chair. And then yeah, it was kind of awkward. So like I had felt since last time I saw BU Boy that I'd made it clear that I was kind of like just feeling friendship vibes, especially since I like just got out of like a 7-year-long relationship and I'm like dipping my toe back into like hooking up with people, and so I kind of like assumed that this was like a friend hang, but I guess he like fully assumed that this was like a hookup hang. And so yeah, but so like an hour before he came over, I just like all of a sudden, like the body keeps the score vibes, I all of a sudden was like, I'm gonna double check that he knows that this is a friend hang. And I just, cause like some of the things that he was saying over text, I was like, it's not giving friend hang. He was getting a little flirty. And so I just was like double checking. And then he was like, oh, I fully thought this was like a hookup. And I was like, no, it's not. And now I feel kind of weird. And he was like, oh no, like I misread it. That's my bad. And I was like, maybe I accidentally communicated something different. And he's like, no, I think I jumped to conclusions. And I was like, okay. And he was like, let's like regroup and like try again next week. And I was like, okay, fair. And I was like kind of happy about that too, because I was feeling tired after seeing Catherine, and I was just like kind of done socializing at that point and just wanted to like watch Nashville and vibe and finish my book, which I did. Yeah, so it all kind of worked out for the best, but it was very awkward there for a hot second. So just trust your instincts, friends. That's what I have to say on that. And I'm glad that I did trust mine. He was very apologetic and he was nice about it. It was just initially I was like, okay, had to set a boundary. And we did. But I'm proud of myself. 2026 is the year of just like unapologetic boundary setting. And I did, and I'm glad I asked, and I was just super direct about it. And so like, good for me. My book, which has a long and easily forgettable title called If You're Seeing This, It's Meant for You, about the Hype House. It was good. The ending got like a little bit fantastical in a way that I was like, You're Losing Me by Taylor Swift. Like, the plot got a little out of hand and I was kind of losing some threads. And I just felt like the author was throwing a lot of things against the wall and seeing what was sticking. And I think we needed to go back onto the cutting room floor and like tighten up some ideas. So that's why I would say when I started the book, I would have given it an A-, but based on the ending, I give it a B, which I hate to lower my score like that. But yeah, the ending kind of shot it down to a B for me. But if you want like an interesting read, I read it in a weekend. So it definitely kept me engaged, but the ending did kind of tank it a bit for me. But it's by Lee Steinem, I believe her name is. It was engaging. I'll give it that. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I know it's been a bit of a random one and I haven't done anything too exciting this week, but as always, I appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe, give me a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.